BenQ. Thank y'all for attending our session today so I can show you about some of the great new features that have recently come out with BenQ. So I want to start with our digital whiteboard software is called EZWrite 6. So EZWrite 6, if you don't already know, is able to be downloaded on any device. You can download the software to your PC, you can download it to a tablet, and so it makes it easy for you to create resources and continue editing when needed. So a few of our latest exciting updates are in our templates. We have several new galleries. So we know that y'all as teachers, you just don't have time to spend a lot of time creating resources and finding resources. And so we want to have those easily prepared for you. So we have almost 40 templates in here that are ready to go. As soon as you grab one and insert it into the whiteboard, it's ready for you to write directly on. So now I'm ready to take my notes and do my lesson with that ready-made template. And then also we have a new 2D image gallery. So this has a ton of image options. We've got all kinds of icons, lots of resources. They insert like objects, which gives you a lot of flexibility. So when you're teaching that lesson about time and you want your students to come up and interact with the panel, you can put this where you want it, you can lock it. And so now I can have my students come up to the board and they can tell me the time. Now, clearly I need to do a little reteaching because that's not how hands work on a clock. And then in addition to our 2D library, we also have some 3D images as well. The great thing about our 3D image library is that when you select an image and insert it, you are able to fully move the icon around to see all sides of the image. So comes in handy when wanting to be able to actually show the other side of an object or the other side of a shape. We also have the ability to now, along those same lines with our 3D gallery, you can actually bring in your 3D objects yourself. So you can find those 3D object files, save them to your cloud drive, and then you're able to easily import those as well. One of our really exciting ones that I know all the math people out there love is our Easy Math tool. So the Easy Math tool gives you two different options. You have your Easy Math with your shapes. So the great thing here is I can draw a shape like a table. So I'm going to draw my table and it's going to auto-correct it for me. And now I can insert that directly into my whiteboard. I can change my size. I can lock it. A really great tool that a lot of teachers that I work with really love is being able to create like infinite clone objects. So if they're doing a sorting activity, you can grab a shape, we can make it a different size, we can change its color, and then I can make it an infinite clone. And so now I can have my students drag 2 green circles into each square. So now they can click and drag 2 circles into each section. And just save me so much time by being able to just do the infinite cloning. In addition to that, with the Easy Math, we also have the actual math option. So this was our shapes, and now we're in math. So this allows you to really write a formula right into, or a math problem into your whiteboard. So I can write like 3 plus 3 equals, and it's going to give me my answer. If I don't want my answer to show up yet, I can just erase my equals here. If I want something a bit more complicated, I can add a little something to my equation here. I can kind of keep going, right? I can take out my equal sign, have my students solve all those materials, but it makes it easy for me to just, put it directly in my whiteboard. And so now here it is. I've got that ready to go for my lesson. Now, one thing you may have noticed is when I minimize the Easy Math, it makes a floating widget here. So most of our tools in our toolbox do function that way. So anytime you see something in the toolbox, for example, this timer, you see this icon right here, it makes it so that it is a floating widget, which will stay on top no matter what you're doing. So even if you're doing EZWrite, then you're still seeing the timer show up in your floating widget here. And so you'll see that as you go throughout all of your resources and all the tools in your toolbox here. Now, another update that we've had recently is, so we have this tool which is a spotlight. makes it great to kind of focus on one area. But also you can switch it to be reveal tool. So maybe I have my answer here, but I don't want to reveal it just yet. It gives me that easy shape to just throw on there. I don't have to spend time trying to go build a shape and cover that up. But then I can also toggle between pages. So I can actually go back to another page, kind of stay on that spotlight, and be able to have those options as well. So some of those features in EZWrite, those are our latest updates in EZWrite, but we do have the floating tool, which you'll see it's over there. I'm actually just gonna grab it on this side of the board. Several of those things do live here as well, so you can actually access that spotlight and reveal tool here. So if ever you're, when you're working in Chrome and you want to, or you have a different input plugged in, you have access to the floating tool. So now I can, well, I already had some notes here, so now I can highlight and say this is where we're focused on. Be sure you're looking for this information. I'm gonna take some notes here, but maybe I want to hide some of those for the moment, right? So I can quickly switch over and not have that element there. So this will always exist, the floating tool will always exist over any application. So any website, when you have a computer plugged in, all of those resources. But if I want to save these annotations, because when I tap the center button, those annotations go away, because it's really just an overlay. If I want to save them, I can just take a screenshot. So I can change my screenshot here and I can send it directly to EZWrite. And so now it's in my whiteboard. So now I can kind of have all those resources here, right there at my fingertips. Now, because with our boards, you have that option to connect your cloud drive. I have this 4-page whiteboard that I need my students to refer to later, or maybe I had some absent students. I can now save it and I can send it by an image. I can save it as a PDF. I can save it as this EZWrite and continue editing on a device later. So when I choose to save it, I'm gonna save all my pages. This is one of our latest updates, is that now you can go directly into your Google Drive. So when I tap my Google Drive, it's really nice because now I'm looking at my folder structure. So I love all my colors, my emojis, everything is like, I know exactly what I'm looking for because of that ease of connection with your account. And then another update we've had, so those are a few of the things in EZWrite. We also have InstaShare 2, which is our casting. So you can wirelessly cast to the board, but with any device. So we have native casting options with AirPlay, Google Cast, Miracast, and webcasting. And then you can also download our app to any device to be able to cast. You can cast to the board, but you can also send the board to your device. So that way you can be in the back of the room, sharing to the front. But we do have a new option, which is webcasting. So the webcasting is great because it doesn't require you to have any software. You don't have to download an app. It just makes you go to this website and you get a session ID that only lasts that time, and then it will, once you end the session, it'll generate a new one. This is a great option to have students quickly cast to the board. On those days where they're doing a presentation, or maybe they created some content and they're gonna present to the class, they can send that to the board, and as the teacher, you have a host control right here that gives you permission to control all of those devices to the board. So you never have to worry about like, what if they put something on the board? You can actually control, there's a little eyeball that you can disconnect all of that. So the webcasting is one of our latest updates with InstaShare. Do y'all have any questions about some of our latest and greatest? Yeah.
I'm curious, so our classrooms have the projectors at the top of the ceiling that will cast onto like the smart boards that we have on the screen. Do they wirelessly attach, or like would it be able to use existing projector for something like this?
That's a great question. I'm gonna ask Sheldon here as my colleague. Yes.
Without having to purchase something else other than this.
Yes. So you can use any, I actually have a document camera in my back. Oh, you have that. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So anytime you have a camera plugged into the board, so there you go.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's nice, so you don't have to get another system.
Yeah, and it'll work with pretty much any of them. You've got inputs on the front, the top, and then you also have inputs on the side. So if you have like, that way it's not in the front or hanging out and all of that. So.
Because then you can have a Google Doc up with, or presentation, whatever, and ahead of time, but, you know, for this section of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the beginning, so we also, this account is customized, so all of our accounts are customized per user. So you actually can customize the background, you can change your photo, it's where you can link your drives, you can also create bookmarks, and you can have an NFC card that allows you to log into any panel. So I can use this, and so what I'll show you is I'll log into this one. And so you'll see it's going to log me out of here for security so that you never accidentally leave it unlocked so students can get in. And now that board is going to look exactly like this, like that. Well, that board is going to look how this board looks.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Once it catches up there. So now you see that's everything that I made. So it doesn't matter what I make, where I make it. And then when the next user logs in, it's their stuff. So it's never gonna cross over.
I do pop in and out of the rooms because I work at school, so that would be something that takes too much time for me to do. I've got to make sure I log out.
Yes. And I hear that about like from instructional coaches and counselors and stuff where they're like, we have to travel schools, we have to travel classrooms. And so the fact that they can just tap to log in and then access all their resources, they don't even need to take their computer with them. Because like right now, I don't have a computer connected to the board. It's just running on the Android. And then you can link any cloud drive that you have. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, well, any other questions? No? Thank you guys so much for coming.